Chris Hemsworth recalls watching Mad Max with his dad, Iconically Australian. Hemsworth recently starred in Furiosa, a film set in the Mad Max universe. Chris Hemsworth has been involved in various special projects throughout his life. The Australian actor got his big break as Thor, a role that made him into an international icon. But when it comes to Australian cinema, a more recent project holds a special place in his heart. Furiosa, directed by Australian legend George Miller, is a part of the Mad Max franchise and is a fond film for Hemsworth, who's made it his mission to dedicate his career to grand-scale filmmaking. In an interview with ABC iView, Hemsworth was featured on the program Creative Types, where he discussed a bit of his career with the Australian journalist Virginia Trioli. The two spent some time discussing Miller's work in the Mad Max films, including Hemsworth's first encounter with the franchise. "I remember watching the film with my dad," said Hemsworth after being asked about his first Mad Max memory. Him referencing the motorbikes and the cars and who he knew from that world. "It had a sort of blockbuster feel to it, but was so iconically Australian." The first Mad Max movie was released in 1979, years before Hemsworth was born. Still, more films came out in the following years, starring Mel Gibson, Tom Hardy, and Charlize Theron, making it one of the most successful Australian franchises ever made. Hemsworth achieved a dream by working with George Miller. In the interview, Hemsworth opened up about his experience watching Fury Road and how that prompted an interest in working with Miller at some point in his life. "I remember sitting in the cinema in London watching Fury Road and just coming out of the cinema afterwards and kind of like, shaking," he said, miming the movement with his hands. "The physical effect it had on me. My heart was pounding and I was like, oh my god. It's like midnight and there's no way I'm going to sleep for a couple of hours." Hemsworth shared that he called his agents right after leaving the cinema. "And I said, you've got to get me on a George Miller set. I've got to work with him. I don't care what it is and what he's doing. This was the greatest cinema-going experience I've had for years." Hemsworth's dream came true years later, with Furiosa, where he played the film's villain in what has become one of his most critically acclaimed roles.